rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all. Peak flow. Are you ready? Set. Jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. To the letter, right? Turn it up. We giving the show. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind?
All right, Coach. U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Let's get off the field. 40. Right there. 54. Right there. 54.
Now Wilson on first down. This complete to Martin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's Carson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Now it's Carson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They run it with Carson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Break. 280. 54 Mike.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First down. Mike.
Mike 90.
Mike 5-4.
One left.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive starts the game with a pick here.
But we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath it, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're as shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
Yeah, he needs to start heeding their advice. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Eaton nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. Well, it was 2nd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Looking to throw. Eaton. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Returnable for Lockett. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson, that's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the 1st down. Drive 1 is that had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out of it.
But warm-up QB, too. Let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield and you don't score points. You know I'm being totally facetious here, right? I'm just kidding. Nice first drive. Rarely do teams score on every single drive in a game, but they like what they did there. They just hope they can pay it off this time with some points.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Eaton. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. Touchdown, Vikings! Irv Smith Jr., his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Short throw to Dissly. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now a give right side. It's Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on fourth down, and my goodness, incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. First down, here's the run with Cook. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker Bobby Wagner able to get back in coverage and knock it free. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Off the bootleg. Eaton rolling to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On second down now. It's Carson, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Everson Griffin, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack on 1st down, Wilson.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. That's caught by Hollister. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Wilson. Open man, it's Vanette. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Break back. Here we go. Here we go.
2nd down and goal. Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Wilson to throw again. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Wilson out to his left. He may try and run for this. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, it's Wilson. The quick slant caught, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17. Yard line.
At their own 17-yard line. Come on, set.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. On third down, Eaton. And he's able to find Diggs. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pick up there, 20 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. Curry, no, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half. They give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Throwing on first down. Eaton. He's got Smith here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. Check, 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 check. 6-6, pull it high. Hit it.
Back to throw. Eaton. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They'll run on first down. Cook. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. On first down, it's Curry. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Curry, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Looking to throw. Eaton, and this is Cook with a grab. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. On the move to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd and 5. They have not gotten him going at all. Trying to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Danielle Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Off play action. Eaton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
First down, Seattle, 16 yards, the gain there.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And now here is another interception. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the deep.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
31,
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
and the Seahawks. First down.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah,
then with the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
12 yards there, first down, Vikings. On first down, Eaton. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On second down, it's Curry. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Back to throw. Eaton. And this one complete to Smith.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get.
Oh, no, he lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball. And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time.
That's it,
The
baby.
Seahawks
We
take
got
over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. We'll call it luck or skill. Whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 39. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Curry. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 3rd down, Curry. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. Now this is fielded in the end zone, so possession goes over here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Minnesota, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action